guys, thanks for joining. I just want to give you guys a little intro video to the SEMA response video that you're watching right now. So I decided to sit down with my phone and kind of talk about what was said, some feedback we got from SEMA, explain why the car wasn't done, explain the motor choice, explain kind of a lot of questions and things that we got on social media that people were asking about, talking about. So enjoy the video. If you have any more questions, if I didn't fully address some things that you guys want more answers on, comment down below. I will answer them as I can. Definitely like the video, subscribe. We got a lot of content coming up. Apologize for the audio, just a quick camera video, but we got a lot of cool content, a lot of good stuff coming out. So enjoy the video, guys. Thank you.
Nothing. What's going on, guys? My name is Sam from Guichi Motors. Wanted to film a little intro video and a SEMA response video to this year 2022's Pistachio FD extravaganza. It was a crazy year and a lot of hype and a lot of good content, a lot of rumors and trash talk and kind of a little bit of everything going on. So wanted to kind of formally address some of those things. First and foremost, wanted to talk about Pistachio. If you guys haven't followed us on Instagram, you kind of don't know the backstory and the history of the car. But basically, just to give you a rundown, I bought this car, I think like 16 years ago as a shell, no rotary in it. So already hitting some of these comments. So we never pulled the motor out and like killed the Dorito freaking FD. It was always a shell. And we basically right off the bat dropped in an LS. So LS turbo. It was like 900 to 1200 throughout its life, horsepower for years. And we did the LS swap because basically we had a motor sitting on the ground and we had the shell and it's like, hey, can we make it fit? It fit. We made the cross member. And yeah, that's pretty much what happened. So this car, 5 years ago, back in 17, we got the call to possibly get it in a booth at SEMA. So we got the Rocket Bunny kit originally. Like I said, it was a LQ9 408 stroker motor with a 92 mil comp turbo on it. We took it to SEMA in 17 in the Autometer booth, and that was kind of the first major show for this car. Before that, it was always 15 colors and just purpose built, just beat the hell out of it. And we actually won the Super Street Maguire's Best in Show for SEMA 2017 with this exact car. So that was huge. Shortly after that, we continued to destroy tires. And it was never really, like I said, never a trailer queen. But we ended up saying, oh, let's tear it apart and redo it, because that's how things go around here. We're always changing stuff and tweaking stuff. So a few years went by and we did some work on Jimbo from Savage Garage's S600. So we built a set of manifolds for him. And basically what we did was we bought another M120, the Mercedes, not a Zonda, Mercedes V12, and we built the headers on the motor and then went back and forth between the car and the motor. So similar situation, we had the motor sitting there. It's like, what are we gonna do with it? Dropped it in, made it work. So having done that, we realized there's really no aftermarket support for these motors. I mean, Pagani used them in the Zonda, of course. Again, not a Pagani motor, Mercedes motor. But there really was no, the guys buying S600s and SL600s back in the 2000s were like, corporate business owners, stock market guys. They're not going to be taking the motor and saying, let's drop a big cam and a bunch of stuff and make a lot of power out of them. So, and also being like a, $140,000 car new from Mercedes, it wasn't in a lot of people's hands to start tinkering with and just cutting them apart. So there is some support from a few companies, and obviously, when Pagani ended up getting it, first off, the original Zondas were basically a stock M120, then they built them up from there. But similar situation, no one's getting these Zonda motors and dropping them in anything else or figuring out what they did to make the noise and the power that they make. So we had this M120, realized that we need to make a bunch of stuff for it to make it work, so we started developing these motors. So everything inside of these motors is fully developed, engineered, and built by us. So there are rods, are pistons. The full heads are CNC machined. A lot of valve train work. And then, we did the ITBs, we did the coil and plug brackets, we did the dry sump pan, full billet pan. Basically all the accessories we needed to make it work in a swap application we developed. So we are going to be pushing these M120 motors in 23. We're going to have anywhere from parts to full motor builds, full turnkey swaps, boost, NA, kind of whatever you want to do. But yeah, so to go back to the Pagani Mercedes thing, it's a Mercedes motor. Not once do we say it's a Pagani motor, but we're going after Zonda R numbers. We're going after Pagani numbers. So is it a stock junkyard Mercedes motor? Originally, yes, but it's fully built, fully developed. Like I said, we're hoping to surpass what Pagani was able to do in the Zonda as far as horsepower numbers go, and really start pushing this platform hard. So having said that, this is not a show car. It looks like a show car. It has been to shows, but in my mind, it's still a drift missile beater car. So, right after the first round at SEMA in 17, when we won Best in Show back then, we took it out, beat the hell out of it, destroyed the flares, killed tires. We broke axles, we broke transmission gears. I'm still in the same mindset. So the car's not done, but as soon as it's done, we're gonna go rip it. So really stay tuned for some videos, because once we have this thing done, it's gonna be cool. It's gonna be fun. It's gonna make some noise, hopefully all the right noises, and it's gonna be something cool. The reason the car is not done, long story short, is 4 days before SEMA, we got the car back from the body shop as a shell. So 4 days before SEMA, we got the car with no body work, obviously no interior, no glass, no engine, no suspension, nothing. So we had 4 days to assemble it. We got the body work 2 days before we were supposed to leave for SEMA with nothing mounted at the time. We pushed hard. The painter was here working hard, getting the body kit on, trying to get it fitted. We had people coming in left and right to help out. And we were already taking another customer car to SEMA. So we were taking the Exabusa, which is a Hayabusa powered go-kart, which is a whole other crazy project. But we were already taking that to SEMA either way. So running Kaiza, LTO's kit, they put a lot of faith in us to debut this kit on our car at SEMA. So it was one of those things where it's like, we're gonna let people down if we don't go. A lot of the companies that backed the car were coming out to SEMA to see the car. It was like, we can either not go at all and disappoint people, or we could do the best that we can and take it and show it, show off the motor work, show off the kit, kind of do the best with the situation that we had. So it's pretty much what we did. We even didn't know. I mean, Toyo is very adamant about what they put in their booth, and they told us before we got there that, hey, we might, if the car's not done, we don't want it in our booth. So we drove the 40-something hours to Vegas, not even knowing if it was even going to get in the booth.
Even when we got to Vegas, we were in an Airbnb, and the owners were okay with us working on the car there. So got the car off the trailer, and kind of everybody came on board. Adam from Smart EFI was there doing the final tweaks on the engine harness that we couldn't do until everything was in the car. Brad from Momo came out, threw his hands on it. Jason and Denzel, the owner of the Exabusa, and his buddy were out helping. It was pretty much all hands on deck. It was, we had a lot to do. And this was literally the day before SEMA. I pulled an all-nighter. I was painting the bumpers in the garage. The paint was still wet when we were loaded on the trailer the next day to go to SEMA. It was crazy. It was wild. And as soon as we got on the ground and Kaiza and the people at Toyo saw it, they were like, yeah, this thing shows really well. It's really sick. Like, bring it in. So we brought it in. And then it was a whirlwind. All the people that came and saw the car that were into these Mercedes or wanting to see this crazy swap, a lot of good feedback. Obviously it was a whirlwind. I'm still responding to emails and, trying to manage content online of people saying, it's not a Pagani, it doesn't run, it's Bluetooth, it's a show car, I've never, all that I'm sure you guys have seen. But, overall it did what it needed to do. We're super happy. We actually took the Radium Pit and Paddock Best Show Car Award at SEMA this year. So
it was super humbling bringing something that, you know, everybody worked hard on, that we didn't even know if we were gonna get it there and if it was even gonna get in the show, and it made such an impact that we were awarded that award for a car that wasn't even finished. You know, that it was super humbling. Just having that opportunity and the fact that it made that much of an impact to get that was crazy, especially because, you know, the car won 5 years ago. So it's now the two-time SEMA award winner build. Yeah, it's cool. It's cool. It's gonna be really cool when it's running and driving, and I'm sure a lot of guys, especially the haters, are looking forward to seeing that video. So the motor's actually coming back out after this video is done filming. We got some machine work to do on the heads, change a couple things, and then we got to plumb it, put the training on. You know, all the parts for the car are pretty much here. We just gotta smash it and get it done, and then work out the motor thing. So heads are close, really close. There's a couple of tolerances. We're really pushing the limits of this motor. So in response to the best RX7 at SEMA, yeah, I don't know. Alex made that post, and everybody, especially all our Rob Dom's guys, kind of went crazy on it. So love Rob Dom. His build is epic. I don't know how you could compare the two, because, you know, he's got ridiculous amount of time and effort into designing and building what he loves, you know, and I love it. I'm not comparing him to. I did what I wanted to do. He did what he wanted to do. You like rotaries, go for that. You like piston motors, you know, go for something else. But really, whatever floats your boat. I did talk to Rob. It is going to be really killer once this is going to make a video between the two cars. So the V12 and the four rotors have a very similar sound. So I think both cars next to each other, maybe we can do like a this versus that competition thing. I think it'd be cool. I mean, he's got the power, he's got the all-wheel drive, so obviously he can take me off the line and on the top end. But I don't know. Road course, we'll see, because that's kind of what the point of this car is. Start doing some time attack with it once we get the aero on it. All I can say is thank you guys for your support. Thank you guys for your hate. We've always been known for doing weird kind of bastard projects like the bikes on the back wall. We always kind of go against the norm and try to piss off purists. It's one of those things where if people aren't talking, you're not doing something right. So, you know, I appreciate the good and the bad. You know, I guess the takeaway from this is do what you want to do. You know, as long as you're happy with it and it's something that makes you proud, build it. Whether it's a rotary or an LS or anything, like it doesn't matter. Like, that's what this community is about. And that's hopefully what we'll all get back to. So please like and subscribe. Stay tuned for some killer content. Thanks, guys.